Hey everybody, I'm Jason Ricci and I'm here to give you another harmonica lesson video. One of the reasons I gotta tell you that some of these videos have been slowing down, incidentally, is my problems and objections with the new latest iMovie, which was like a few years ago. It's terrible. The original iMovie was really easy to use. So now I have to record this on a camera and then upload it, and it takes hours and hours and hours. So that's one of the reasons why we don't have great movies. If I upload them directly to YouTube, they mess up and they sound like crap and they look like they were recorded in 1992. Anyway, I'm here to talk to you today about the Rumba, the bass line. But even more important than that, I'm here to talk to you about the notes that are in this particular bass line, which we know as the major triad. The 1, the identifying root note of each chord respectively, the 3, the major third, and the 5 of each chord. So hopefully from this you'll walk away with not just a cool little rhythmic New Orleans type of groove, but also a knowledge of the basic structure of every major chord in the 1-4-5 chord change. That's the idea. Okay, so let's just start with what is a rumba. Okay, most of the time it's a drum beat that's like boom bra ba chukato boom bra ba chukato boom bra ba boom ba. Sometimes you hear it described as a second line, which is actually a different beat that's quite a bit similar. Both of them are very common in New Orleans and in Louisiana, but these grooves are used in blues all over the world. So we're just going to examine maybe the most common kind. So today we will talk about what notes are in these, not only what holes, but what the notes mean. Okay, so let's just start with what are you learning today and what's it sound like? This is what I'm going to teach you, hopefully. That's it. Okay, so you've heard this groove before. Walking to My Baby and my song. I'm just a playboy. All these tunes that we all use all the time. They're very funky and they're super fun to play on. So how am I doing it? Well, the main 3 notes that I'm using are this major triad that I talked about. The 3 notes per chord. There are 3 main notes per chord that I'm focusing on. I may play more, I might usually don't play less, but there's these 3 chords, 3 notes. So what are they? It's 2 draw, 3 draw, and 4 draw. 1, 3, 5 of the intervals of each chord. That's right there is this is an A harmonica, which is incidentally made by Tom Halachek. If you see these beautiful purple and green and gold colors, it's Manji New Orleans tribute harmonica that Tom Halachek makes and sells. I call it the Manji Gras because it's a Suzuki Manji in the key of A. So anyway, 1, 3, 5 of the E chord, because I'm in cross harp today. Or I could play the lower one, or all of them, or all of those are major triads. So how do I do this? So first what I do is I like to kind of get a chord when I can. This is an instrument that doesn't throw us a lot of bones. One of the things it does do really well is play a chord in second position. So I want to exploit that if I can, you know, so that's what I want to do. So I'm going to play a little chord. So it's like a 1, 2, and 3, and I'm kind of closing my mouth off of it. And the next thing I'm going to do is go to the 3 draw. But instead of just going straight to the 3 draw like this, instead of just doing that, I'm going to kind of come underneath the note a little bit and bend underneath of it to give it kind of a delay in time, so I can kind of bop, boo da bop, bo da, so I can kind of swing it. I'm exaggerating now, okay, to kind of give you the idea, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to kind of move that beat back a little bit, or move where I am behind that beat a little bit. And the better I know the piece of music, the easier it's going to be. So if you can't do that right away, just keep practicing it, and eventually you'll learn to toy with it. Okay, that's what we want to do, is toy with it. So I'm going to kind of come underneath the note a little bit. It's not quite a minor third, it's just a little bit flat of a major third, as Adam Gusso calls it. Then I play my 4 draw. I can tongue block that too. Sing, you know, I'm blocking holes 1, 2, and 3 and playing 4. Tongue block the whole thing. Right? Or just tongue block parts of it. I could even tongue block octave, you know, the 1-4 split with 2 and 3, my tongue blocking holes 2 and 3. Okay, so I just kind of come underneath that 3. But the target notes are... Okay, right there. So the next chord is the 4 chord. So that, in this particular case, is an A major chord, which also the diatonic harmonica can play that really, really well. So what I'm after here, I can get this chord, I can get the notes in this chord individually 2 different ways. I can play 1 blow, 2 blow, and 3 blow. I can get the octave of 4 on 4 blow if I wanted to. So it's similar to the bottom one. Okay, but I'm going to use 2 draw instead. So I'm playing 1 blow, 2 blow, and 2 draw. I can't come underneath 2 blow the same way I did on 3 draw. So I can try, but I don't really like the way it sounds. It's not enough. It sounds a little desperate to me. But what I'm going to do instead is do the same kind of thing rhythmically, where I go. So I'm voicing it twice. And you might have noticed that little popping noise I do. It's totally unintentional, or, I mean, I guess I don't think about it. It's me just keeping time from being around a lot of drummers. It's a lot easier than guessing. So I kind of just voice it just so I have it internally. And I'm also exhaling, I'm getting rid of some of that air. So it's, you know, it's just something it comes from playing a lot of years. You can try it. If you can get it in there, that's awesome. Be sure to tell me you got it in there. Okay, but so I'm just voicing 1 blow twice. Just kind of gracing by it. So that brings me to the 5 chord. When I play the 5 chord, unfortunately, I can't play the actual chord like I did on the 1 and 4. Or, can't do that. It's not there. I can't play it in the 2nd octave. I only get a minor triad up there. Okay. I cannot get that down bottom as a chord. I can get it as arpeggio, obviously, but not as a chord. So, what are the notes in here? On 5, it's going to be 1 draw. That's the root of 5. And then 2 draw, half step bend. Not the whole step bend. Not that one. The subtle half step bend. And then 3 draw, double bend, or 3 draw, whole step bend. So I can kind of test if it's in tune by doing my other arpeggios. And if it's off, I'm going to hear it. See that? Now, a lot of guys do kind of play it off. They hear Little Walter and Big Walter playing this beautiful arpeggio, and they think it's maybe just the 2 draw double bend. It's a very common mistake. Also, your intonation on the 3 draw is going to take some time. So this is not an easy part, okay, but it's worth it to get it nice and pretty. Now I can also come underneath this note, which I couldn't do on the 4. Of course I was on the 1, but I can do it again now on the 5. So even though I don't get the chord, I do get a little bit of a bone thrown my way by being able to bend into a bend. I can even bend from 1. So it's kind of fun. So here's the whole thing. Ready? So, you know, in the end, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just get a little 5, 5, 5, 5 slap on the 5 chord. 5, 5, 5, 5, very common. So it's a very, very funky way to play, and a very common New Orleans groove that we hear all over the place. Okay, I think rumbas are as funky as just a straight funk song. Well, a lot of time I love playing them on the higher keys. Here's another Halachek cover plate on a Suzuki Manji. This is a G harp. Oh yeah, so the other thing too is, you know, once you learn these major triads, what you find out is that, you know, a lot of the music that we play in New Orleans is not just 1, 4, 5. It could be same groove, same bass lines, but different chord progression. All over the place. So, and we find them also sometimes they're backwards. So they're all over the place. It's not just one kind of 12-bar blues, but we find them on 24 and 16 and 8s, and we find 1, 5, 1, 4, 5 blues, and all kinds of different progressions. But the first step is identifying what notes are in each chord. Then I can figure out what order I'm going to place the chords in. So it's very, very fun. Okay, so let me think. What's next? So, oh yeah, you know, just very funky stuff I can play with this stuff. Excuse me. That was pretty terrible, but anyway, I can get really funky with it, and that's what it does. It's everybody loves it. Grandmothers love it, dogs love it, kids love it, everything. The New Orleans rumba, the rumba, sometimes pronounced Rumba, is a great groove. You should know it. Keep it part of your arsenal, and I'll see you next time. I hope this helped. Thanks very much.